Hi, this is Mervin. So we here for the seventh exercise in the Android lab, which is our multi-tab layout. So now I've mirrored my phone on the laptop. So this is how the application actually works. So this is actually a tab layout with each of these being tab items. So this is a job scheduler. So we have for all the months we have tab items till December. So now let me go to January and then I enter some data. Let's say eat well. And then when I click on the plus button, it gets added. So you see that this is the list view where it's displayed. Now let me say add one more reminder for this month. Let's say, yeah, so let us enter one more task. Let's say play games. Yeah, and then when I click on the add button, this also gets added. So on the list view you can see it. Now for deleting this from the list view, I do it on the basis of position. So if I say 1 and then when I click on the X button, the task at the position 1 gets deleted, like you saw. So likewise, I've incorporated this for each of the tab items. So that is how it basically works. So now let us move to the working. So let me show you the layout. So this is our basic layout. So we have different, I've used different fragments for each of the tabs, but basically they are tab items on the layer that we see. So it is inside a tab layout and we have each of these as separate tab items. So, and we put the tab mode as scrollable. So that is about it. So we and one more important thing is the view pager, which is the component which enables us to swipe across the different tabs. So now let me show you the main activity class. So we create objects for the tab layout and the view pager. So then we find the view by ID, and then we create an object for the myAdapter class, and we get the support fragment manager object, and we also give the tab count to keep a count of how many ever tabs we have, and then we set the adapter of the myAdapter object, and then we say add on page listener, and then we put the we create a new tab layout object with the tab layout on page change listener, and we pass the object to the tab layout here. So the myAdapter class is an important class which helps us to provide support to the different fragments. So let me show it to you. So this is the myAdapter class. It extends a class called fragment state pager adapter. So for every fragment it differs. So here is what we handle, which fragment gets inflated. So we then so like we've created a constructor which uses the fragment manager object and the tab count. So depending on what the month is, we create an object and then we return the object. So that is about it. And for the count of the tabs, we use tab count to return it. And in the main activity, like we see, sorry, not in the main activity. So now let us go to the fragment. So in the fragment we see that depending on what is returned by the myAdapter, the respective layout gets inflated. So we create objects as a view object, list view, and array list to hold the different tasks that we enter, and also buttons to add and delete. So here, like you can see, so if for everything, so if at all it inflates the January fragment, likewise it happens for each of the different layouts depending on what fragment is chosen. So now we also initialize all of the objects using the find view by ID. So now for the add button, we get the string from the edit text and convert it using the toString, and then we add it to it, and we use the arrayAdapter class to populate the list view. Same thing with delete, but we use the position. So we get it as an integer and we remove the -1. So -1 because you know it is an array index and it starts with 0. That is why we use -1. So that is about how the application is explained. Thank you for watching.